Hello everyone, welcome back to Making Art with Mrs. Gordon. Today we will be making a gradient flower. So let's watch these colors bloom. Today you will need a clean white sheet of paper, a drawing pencil, crayons if that's what you choose to use for your coloring supply, or you can use colored pencils. You could even use markers depending on the type, but I think the best for beginners is to either use crayons or colored pencils. So let's go ahead and get started. So to make a gradient flower, we first need to draw a flower. You can draw any type of flower you want. I'm not going to make any specific flower, but I just want lots of petals so I have lots of opportunity to add color to each petal. So first thing I'm going to do to create my flower is I'm going to draw a circle, which is the center of my flower. After I draw the center of my flower, I'm then going to draw the petals. And let you know now that my daughter is right next to me, so you'll hear a lot of talking, a lot of laughing. So bear with me as we are drawing, because she will love to tune in and give her opinion. So I'm going to draw a petal, and then from that petal I'm going to continue drawing other petals going around. So again, you can draw your flower petals and your flower any way you choose. This is just the way I'm creating mine. She's just right next to me having lots of fun with her toys. Once they get to a certain age, they love to hit the table and hit anything and bang things around. Once you have your flower drawn, I'm then just going to add a stem. You don't have to add a stem. You can just do the flower. It's truly just up to you. So after I created that, the next step is to start our coloring. But to be able to color this, you need to know a little bit about gradation. Gradation is when you start in one color and you start to blend into a different color. So it could seem similar to value, which value is from a light of a color to the dark of a color. So lightness and darkness of a color. And when you blend and you're trying to create value, you would usually start light and go dark, or dark then light. For gradation, it has nothing to do with lightness. You're just blending, starting in one color and then going to a new color. So I have this red colored pencil here, and I'm going to show you different ways you can do that. So each of my petals, actually, so I think I want to do several different options. I'm looking around. Let me see. Let me go ahead and quickly pick my colors and then come right back. Okay, so I went ahead and I chose yellow, pink, and purple. So I think I'm going to do a mixture of those. I'm going to start with yellow, and I'm going to let it blend out into that purple. So yellow, then to pink, and then the edges will be purple. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So I'm going to pick one petal. I'm going to start here at the bottom. Picking this petal, I'm going to actually start right at close to the center of the flower, and I'm going to start with my yellow. I like to color heavy. I don't like, when I do gradation, to keep everything light. So I am coloring pretty heavy. Not heavy enough to break the pencil, but heavy enough where the white paper is no longer showing. Coloring heavy. And then my edges, I'm actually going to let those be very uneven. I'm not going to make it very even across. Gonna keep it very jagged. And then I'm gonna jump into pink. So pink, I'm gonna color pink right at the edge of that. I'm not gonna overlap yet. Coloring pink again at the edge. I'm not overlapping yet. Now, to blend it together, I'm going to lightly press. So first I press pretty hard with the pink and with the yellow to cover that white paper. But when it comes to overlapping them, I don't want to press very hard with my pencil because then it won't blend. I'll still have a very harsh line when it's done. So instead of pressing hard when I start my overlapping, I'm actually going to color lightly into the yellow. So pressing softly with my pencil, I'm coloring lightly into that yellow and just overlapping that line that I created. Again, just continuing that. And I'm pressing very so lightly, not heavy at all, until it starts to blend. So I'm just going over it. And this just takes time and patience. But if you're patient, it will come out exactly how you like. So again, just lightly, not pressing hard when I'm blending, because then I'll still have a super harsh line. You can even go back to the yellow and use that to blend up that pink a bit. And I'm actually going to take some of this yellow and go into the darker pink just to help it blend more. Get rid of that line even more. And you should start to see some blending happening. You can always, again, go back and forth. Once you start with one color, if you want to go back to that original color and do a little bit more blending, if you feel like the line is still showing, you can go back and start to blend more with that opposite color. And just kind of go back and forth until you are satisfied with the blend you've created. So the color, as you see, starts with yellow, but it starts to gradually blend into a new color, which is just gradation. It's gradiating from one color to a new color and so on. And then I'm going to repeat that process. I'm going to jump to purple. Actually, I don't want that much of a purple edge, so I'm going to take this pink and I'll go down a little further. I want the purple to be more at the ends. And then I'm gonna leave kind of a jagged line, not very even. And I'm gonna jump over to purple, and I'm gonna start at the end. Since I know I'm not going to any other colors, I can start at the end and work my way up to that pink. Now, if I had another color I was doing after purple, I wouldn't start at the end. I would actually start at the pink and work my way down. So coloring right up to that edge, not overlapping yet, just getting rid of the white of the paper. And she's having a really good time. I'm sorry if it's very loud. Now that we're home due to COVID, she is home with me too. So now that I've colored in all that white, I'm going to take my purple and I'm going to start lightly coloring over the edge of that pink to begin blending. Again, it's a very soft touch, very lightly pressing the pencil down to the paper to get that blending effect started. And I'm just continuing that and overlapping over and over again. And I have to keep erasing because I don't have access. Pencil as I'm coloring, there's little pencil shedding onto the paper. It's not actually sticking to the paper, so you want to blow that out the way. If possible, blow it out the way and not wipe it, just because it can cause smears, which I have a little bit of a smear there. And then you can just jump back to that previous color and use that to help blend too. Again, you can use this to help blend too by just going back and forth between the two colors you're trying to blend together until you feel satisfied that you've gotten rid of that harsh line. And then you have your gradation. It's slowly starting in yellow, and actually that overlap kind of made an orangey color, and then it trickles down to pink and then into this purple. And then I'm gonna actually just continue that process all the way around. You can continue with the same colors, or if you like, you can shift and each petal can be a different color. It's totally up to you. So sit back, watch. I'm gonna go ahead and continue coloring and enjoy. So this is the completed product. I know I went ahead and added a few extra things, so you don't have to do that, but I'll just let you know what I did. In the center, I wanted that center of my flower to kind of be a little bit three-dimensional and also have some gradation in it as well. So I used yellow to fill it all the way in like you saw, and then I used the light orange and dark orange to get the edges dark. And then I wanted some three-dimensional aspects so it wouldn't be so light, so I went ahead and went back with black, and I went over some of my edges to make the petals feel like they were overlapping, and also in the center, making that center bulb feel like it was sitting right on top of the petals. And I didn't really like the white paper, so I added a little bit of a background. I wasn't going to take it to the edge, but I wanted something in the background. And then also gradation on my stem using light green. And I realized after I colored, even though I have a light green and a dark green, they actually look exactly the same on paper. So I actually have to go back with blue and color on top of one of the sides. If you know, yellow and blue make orange. I'm sorry, yellow and blue make green. misspoke. Yellow and blue make green. So using blue to darken it just made it look like a darker green. So that's a great way if you don't have a color to get something a little bit darker. You can always use one of the colors that is used to make that color to get it darker. For example, if I wanted to make orange darker, instead if I don't have an orange, I could just go back and layer a little bit of red, since red and yellow make orange. So, but that is all. I hope you enjoyed watching this gradation flower. I do want to go ahead and sign my work before we go. So we always want to sign off on our work just to take credit for our beautiful designs. Signing my name at the bottom. And I thank you guys so much for coming by. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And thank you so much for making art with Mrs. Gordon.